What is up, everybody? Stilio Gaming here, back with another video. And today's topic, I would like to talk about how Xbox could have beat Sony this console generation. Xbox had everything it needed to be on top, and they just keep dropping the ball on everything. So let's get started. Starting with how they handled the Series S. One, I think the Series S was actually a decent. It's a great little console. It was nice and affordable. It's very manageable. You can travel with it very easily. It's like a portable Xbox. That thing just fits easily in a suitcase. I remember when I went on a trip just a few years ago, back in 2022, back when it was actually hard to get your hands on the PS5 and the Series X, but the Series S did at some point start popping up here and there. You know, I remember when I was desperately camping out in GameStop or trying to find multiple stores that actually had, Series X's and X's in stock. I was really trying to either just snag my hand on any of the lids, whether it was a Series X or a PS5. I didn't really care. I just wanted a bunch of the system. And I remember one day I came across a Walmart. I was just walking around in the back. I was curious, and I was like, I wonder if they have a system. Sure enough, they had at least 3 Series S's in stock. And I was like, oh, well, what do you know? Series X? Well, guess I'll take it. Sure enough, I got it. You know what I mean? Took it out. You know what I mean? First game I downloaded on there was, I believe, the MCC. It handled it pretty well, even with a 4K TV. Yeah, it's a nice little system. Now, I get it, developers complain about how underpowered the systems were. But honestly, it wasn't really a bad little thing. And I personally believe that the Series S was managed better. But it even gave Microsoft a little bit of a shot. How I think the Series X should have been handled is the Series S should have been handled is Microsoft did a decent job advertising it as the budget console, but they could have expanded upon it. They could have even used it to expand upon the cloud gaming. For example, if there was a game that the Series S, couldn't exactly run or handle very well like the Series X, you could maybe, if you have a great internet connection, stream games in higher quality on the cloud. So that way you won't be holding the console generation back, some of the developers said from what I heard. They could hold the console generation. Microsoft truly dropped the ball is when you had all the studios, you had all the exclusives, and all you had to do was, not drop the ball with Halo. I remember I explained in the last video where Microsoft went wrong with Halo is just like Halo 5. It's like the campaign, it was about mid, And towards the end, it started to really get pretty good. And I was thinking like, oh, okay, last mission, he was playing this Spartan Walk. I'm like, okay, well, it was getting good. We beat the mission. We beat the Warrior Eternal for like the 50th time, and now finally we done freed the Master Chief. Spoiler alert. Halo 5, we done free Master Chief and all that. And Master Chief got to be face to face with Halsey for the very first time. And sure enough, they dropped the ball on that by making it a cliffhanger. You know, all they had to do was get Halo Infinite. And I believe the same boat with Halo Infinite. The game started out as mid, started getting really good towards the end. And by the time you defeated a boss and you got teleported to basically like a different part of the ring, and like all you had to do was continue the game. You know what I mean? But instead, I think we did a good story so far. Let's wrap it up and call it a day. And sure enough, the credits started rolling once again. That's when everything started getting really disappointing, but not only giving us another mid-game, but even went as far as doing half and leave us yet another cliffhanger that they have definitely dropped the ball with Halo. They have definitely dropped the ball with Gears. They have definitely dropped the ball with Forza. They're pretty much dropped the ball with everything. Between the Series S and eventually later on down the line, I did wind up getting the Series X. I wound up trading my S for the X at GameStop with the Series X. It's definitely a more capable system. I immediately noticed the difference when I first started playing it. Once again, great system. I'm actually on both systems at the time. I still do. PS5 and the Series X. I can see I have a tendency of playing the PS5 a little bit more. However, I still occasionally play my Series X here and there, but I'm going to play my PS5 more. At this point, I only play like the Series X for like nostalgia. To play some of the old games, a lot of the old games that you can't play on Access. One thing Xbox actually got right was
See for yourself. I got my
backwards
hands on new
compatibility.
merchandise.
They have definitely nailed that. But that's about all they've got right. Fortunately.
I knew you'd like that. I see you around.
Yeah, I play a lot of old GTA games like GTA 4. You can't play that on the PS5. Plays pretty well in the Series X. It actually runs at 120 hertz if you set it up right. I play games like the older Halo games. Some of the older Gears and all that stuff. Some of the classics. But yeah, that's about the only thing they've pretty much got right. But then where they dropped the ball is when the Series X first launched, and then when Halo first launched, they decided like, hey, instead of doing like how we did back in 2001, how we always done it traditionally, Halo is usually exclusive to the Xbox, at least for a couple of years. But now they decided that Halo is gonna, just like Forza and everybody else, is gonna be on PC from day one. And I'm like, okay,
Looks like
just when I thought it couldn't get
There's a
worse,
hot spring nearby. You should visit it.
now they
Good
done
idea.
release Gears of War, the remastered on a PS5. And for what? I guess the works out. I guess it kind of worked out because now you got Helldivers on the Xbox Series X as well. But at this point, like playing Helldivers, what's the only reason why you would even want to play Helldivers on the Series X is what, for the ODST exclusives content. You know, and like I said, at this point, in my opinion, I think Helldivers is still a good game. And at the same time, it's kind of played out. It's been out for a while. And again, there's no other reason why you even want to buy an Xbox because Halo, not only they dropped the ball with Halo campaign mode, but then it wasn't even exclusive to begin with. You know, Gears was okay. Wasn't really too intrigued by it. You know, I did play through the campaign, like the latest one, Gears 5, I believe. You know what I mean? But yet, worst of all, where Microsoft really dropped the ball at Call of Duty. Yep, Call of Duty. You know what I mean? All you had to do was play it like how y'all did in the Xbox 360 days, where y'all had the DLC first. Y'all, Microsoft, y'all really wanted to, could have even released the game early, exclusively on Xbox for at least 2 months. Alright, you know what I mean? Like, you got Call of Duty Black Ops 7 coming out next month in November. Y'all could have had it out in October and could have released it on the other platform in December, right before Christmas. You know what I mean? Or maybe they could have released it in September and then have it out right before Black Friday in November. Call of Duty Black Ops 7. You know what I mean? There's other things. Y'all had all these game studios, and instead of having those people develop them games, nice exclusive games, y'all decided to shut them all down and close them. And for what? Why, Microsoft? What's the point of buying all these studios and all these game companies? You're just gonna close them all down. Like, y'all could have at least be actively making exclusives for the new Series X and Series S. And like I said, if the Series S is even holding the gaming generation back, then I said the series, certain games can be played on the hardware, certain games can either be streamed or play at a very low resolution, the best it can possibly can. And then you can stream it on like a Series X with cloud gaming. You know, like, but nevertheless, y'all could have at least had some exclusives other than Halo, Gears, and Forza. Y'all could have made like action adventure games like how Sony has, like Ghost of Yote, Ghost of Tsushima. Like y'all couldn't have dove into that. Y'all could have made more FPS games, maybe a GTA competitor. You know what I mean? Something. Games that are only exclusive to Xbox. Like, you know, even if you had like a little, like, you know, platform game, you know, Ratchet and Clank. You know what I mean? Could have had multiple studios working. Y'all got the money. Like, I don't even understand why they firing people. Microsoft is one of the richest company in the world. Like, y'all worth trillions of dollars. So, like, y'all could have these game studios and then y'all rely on these few games, like Starfield. Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, Starfield. Not everybody's really into that kind of game. You know? Like, travel around different planets and whatnot. I don't even know much about it. Is it really even not gonna be that good? Y'all, it's like y'all put all your eggs in one basket, and as soon as that basket flops, y'all like, all right, you know what I mean? Instead of continuing to make things better, y'all just drop the ball. Just drop the ball. Like, all right, y'all try something else. That didn't work. I mean, y'all could have gotten a better team of people to work on Halo, and y'all could have spent more time instead of trying to make a whole completely new type of Halo game. You know what I mean? Y'all could have maybe made a more traditional Halo game where y'all could have had like 15, 20 more missions. And I'm not against the open world aspect, but y'all could have even like maybe done like another game mode where you can do like an open world aspect. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, y'all keep dropping the ball on y'all exclusive. That's the one thing that's screwing up Microsoft, and the one thing they could have done in order to get a good shot at Sony and Nintendo was utilize all the companies they're brought and just make all the games exclusive to Xbox. That's all you had to do. Because all you had to do was make your top games exclusive to Xbox, and y'all would have sold a lot more units. You know what I mean? I understand, like, y'all want to put a lot of games on PC, but, you know what I mean? Like, just like what Grand Theft Auto? Like, what Grand Theft Auto 5 came out back in, like, 2013, and what the PC version came out, like, what, 2014, early 2015? I mean, y'all, just a couple years, and y'all could have put it on PC. A couple months, at least. But, no, there's no point. Then y'all had to talk about rumors of giving Halo making a MCC version for PS5. The fact that Microsoft just seems like they just gave up on the console warfare is probably their biggest downfall. Because if Microsoft had a chance, the Series X is already technically slightly more powerful than the original PS5. You know what I mean? And I don't really see why they would just allow them, like whoever the higher ups is, would just allow them to just simply give up on the Xbox like that. Like the Series X is a very capable system, has a lot of potential, but how y'all supposed to utilize that potential is having games that are even exclusive. Does the Series X even have an exclusive game? Let me know in the comments section below. Like, does the Series X even have exclusive games? I don't even know. But nevertheless, it's like y'all completely giving up for no reason. Y'all are dropping the ball, looking at sales numbers. Like even Game Pass. Game Pass was already pretty decent. Y'all could have even made that exclusive to Xbox. You know what I mean? Which also could have sold more units. But y'all couldn't even make that exclusive. I mean, it's called Xbox Game Pass, right? Not PC Game Pass, PlayStation Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass. Like Xbox Game Pass, y'all, if y'all, like I said, if y'all gonna put all your eggs in one basket. Like, you know what I mean? At least don't flip the basket after y'all put all your eggs in it. Because Game Pass could have easily put Xbox at least back on the map, especially if Xbox had some decent exclusives.
Hey, boy.
But they did. You know, even y'all had Game Pass on the PC, y'all could have maybe had like a version of Xbox y'all could have had like Xbox had its own exclusive version of Game Pass, or maybe like Game Pass for like the PC. Could be playing all the old 360 titles and all the old Xbox One titles and all the titles that's already been out for a couple years. You know what I mean? Like I said, remember when I was telling you, talking about like how Microsoft could have made games exclusive to the Xbox for like at least an extended period of time, a couple years or two, then made it available on PC and other platforms, and had like another version of Game Pass that basically has all those games where they've already been released, where they already done made majority of the money on the game, and then make them exclusive, and then turn them into make them available for like other platforms and all that stuff. Like y'all should have at least your own version of Game Pass exclusively for the Xbox Series X and Series S. So you should be able to play exclusive games that are only exclusive to the Series X and Series S. Y'all could have even, like what y'all did with Call of Duty, y'all could have even included
Where did that arrow come
early
from?
content,
Something stuck on it.
early DLC access to Call of Duty on y'all exclusive version of Xbox. You know, or the rumor that's going around is Xbox lost $300 million for playing on Game Pass last year. I guess that's $300 million worth of sales on Call of Duty. What y'all should have done from the jump was release Call of Duty. Then after, release Call of Duty on all platforms.
The
Then
red crane
after
beamed.
about 6
We need to
months,
find a lead on the
8 months,
Kitsune.
y'all could have
Samurai horses.
released
What are the Matsumai
Call
doing
of
here?
Duty on Game Pass. Y'all could have dropped Call of Duty on the exclusive Xbox version of Game Pass. It even had early access to any DLCs or any new content for the game, but y'all didn't do that. You know what I mean? Like, y'all have a million different reasons to have people exclusively buy Xbox. But every chance you get, I always say, you know what? This is a chance that could get Xbox back on the map, but at the same time, we're not going to make that decision because we want to focus on other pointless crap that's not going to get them nowhere. Not going to get them nowhere. You know what I mean? The fact that it's like Microsoft just wants hardware aspect for Xbox to die. And it's like y'all are losing so much money because y'all are not only blind about the potential y'all had, companies were even blinded by the potential of the hardware of both the Series X and Series S. Like the Series X, sort of the system that could easily have made it so that it could be able to play games to the best of its ability. Maybe try to utilize cloud gaming and potentially even AI to help enhance the performance of the Series S, just to make it a little better. You know what I mean? Just to make it a little better, to play games a little better. And then the Series X, of course, play games even better. Because now you already got top level hardware more than capable of handling.
Kill her!
Games.
Avenge your brother! Take her down! Mealtime, boys!
Just
Eat well!
so much potential. The fact that Microsoft is really disappointed. One thing, hardware aspect. All this stuff still has a lot of potential. Y'all just every potential y'all just the opposite. It's like whoever is in charge of Xbox, Phil Spencer, or whoever is in charge of letting people making decisions, just want Xbox to die. And for what? The hardware is great.
Dogs didn't know any better.
You know what I mean? Another thing they dropped the ball, you know? Not even talking about the tariffs and all that stuff. We'll get into that in another video, but another thing y'all could have done is like maybe find a way to make it so the Series S could at least stay the same price, $299, even dropped it to like $250, $299, and the Series X could have been, you know, still like $499, and then how come y'all didn't make a mid-gen version of the console, like maybe like the Series X, like the Series X Elite? In my opinion, why didn't y'all make a pro version of the Series X? Like the Xbox One had the Xbox One S, the slim version of the Xbox One, which looked leagues better than the original one, and then y'all had the One X, which is like the mid-gen, which is like the mid to late gen upgrade, you know, to introduce 8th gen gamers to like 4K to help prepare them for the 9th generation. And in my opinion, y'all should have had like a Series X Elite instead of that Galaxy Edition Series X, which is why y'all even have that. I mean, it's okay, I guess, but I would have liked it better if the Galaxy Edition was actually an elite version of the Series X, where you can actually play games in 4K, or at least at a higher frame rate, and introduce like new AI capabilities, like how Sony did with their PS5 Pro, to better the performance. And y'all could have also had exclusive games ready to play on that. You know what I mean? Y'all could have easily competed with Sony because y'all got the big bucks. You know, y'all worth trillions more than Sony. Y'all could have even made the Series X Elite even more powerful than the PS5 Pro. Y'all had everything y'all need. Y'all had everything y'all need. And it's like, Xbox is dying, not because nobody likes Xbox. Xbox is dying because Microsoft is purposely killing it. If y'all didn't want to make more Xboxes, why y'all gotta lie to the consumer? Just say that. Y'all don't want to make no more Xboxes. Because Xbox, like I said, y'all could have made an exclusive version of Game Pass to the actual Xbox Series console. And then y'all could have had a separate version for PC. And maybe the One S and the One X. You know what I mean? And maybe for your cloud gaming on all the other devices. This is not a bad idea, but nevertheless it could be better if y'all just had your own separate version where y'all can play old Xbox games. Or stream Xbox games that are already a couple years old. Why all the latest and greatest games could come out exclusively on the Xbox serious consoles, and y'all can either play them on, you can either buy the disc or download it on exclusively for the Series X and S, or y'all can have the Series X version of Game Pass. Why didn't y'all do that? Why didn't y'all make like 2 or 3 versions of Game Pass? Version 1, exclusive to the Series console. Version 2, open the PC. Version 3, open to everybody else with every other device. You know what I mean? And the only way you can play exclusive Series X games on the go, you own a Series X or S, and if you can stream the software through the consoles while they're sitting at home and you're out and about. Y'all could have done that. But again, y'all dropping the ball for some reason. Y'all just want to self-destruct. Why didn't y'all go for that? Why didn't y'all do that? Like, I'm just a 25-year-old. I believe my idea is way better, way smarter, way more logical than whoever those people are up that are like 40, 50 years old. And they talk all this stuff. We love gaming, we're gamers, but are y'all really? Like, I mean, who y'all catering to? Like, gamers or corporations? Xbox at this point is just lost. They don't lost their identity. They don't even know what they want anymore. But in my opinion, just those things alone, Xbox could at least be in a better position. Like, y'all could have at least sold at least 20 to 30 to 40 more million units than what y'all got now. Y'all could at least been like the Xbox 360 neck and neck. And have once y'all come through with all these exclusive games, y'all could really be neck and neck, and even do what Sony did to you back in the 7th generation, just surpass you towards the very end. Like, Xbox had a winning shot, but it's like y'all don't want Xbox to win. Y'all just want to give up on Xbox, and that's just not the attitude to have. Like the fact that y'all said you've already lost the console war, like, come on, Xbox. Come on, Phil. Y'all have so much potential. Y'all just keep, y'all ain't trying to bring Xbox back on the back. Y'all gave up on that a long time ago. Whatever y'all trying to do now, y'all are just basically trying to self-destruct Xbox. You don't care about Xbox anymore. You don't. Y'all just want it to end. Because y'all are tired of competing with Sony. Y'all have no bark. Y'all have no fight. Y'all have no bite. Y'all are just doing whatever. But anyway, that's it for the video. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what other topics you want me to talk about in the next video. Well, maybe wouldn't be talking about Xbox, but maybe I'll talk about some other stuff. That new Battlefield 6 just came out. I gotta go pick that copy up. I will be posting on that pretty soon. I'll have gameplay of that coming out. Like I said, I'm still working on getting my equipment ready so I can start streaming properly. I have a busy schedule. Work about 5 days a week. And, I have a lot of other things on my plate. But when I can, I post whenever I can to make sure I got some content out there for y'all guys and gals. Anyway, have a good one, y'all. Peace out.